Hello. Hope you're doing well. And if not, I at least hope that your night improves. Hello, Bree. I hope you're doing well. And also, I hope your blueberry Pop-Tarts are delicious, Adam. Those actually sound really good right now. And now I'm thinking about Pop-Tarts and how much I miss the Eggo waffle flavored ones, because they were actually decent. I'm sad that those are gone. But anyway. So tonight we'll be doing a test run of Choose Your Own Deck Nights, just to see how it feels. And also so I can kind of get like an idea of what it'll be like. To see what adjustments I might need to make before implementing it full force in April. So... Also, that's good, Bree. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, you're lucky I saved one. I saved a pack so you could try one. They were delicious, man. They were delicious. Okay. So tonight, we'll still be starting off with some collectives here, so let's go ahead and get that going. Here, let me move this. No, it's apparently as close as it wants to get. Whatever. It's okay. It's whatever. Okay. So, for collectives, I decided to use the cat meme tarot, because I love the fucking cat meme tarot. Why wouldn't I use it? Honestly, I've been fighting off the urge to actually use this deck as like my normal deck for streams, because I absolutely adore this deck, and it usually gives like really fucking good messages too. I adore the energy of this deck so much. This may end up just actually becoming the main deck that I use on stream. So... And we'll also be using one that I haven't used in a long time, even in my own, like, readings. The Work Your Light deck, which is the one that I started with. So... yeah, we'll see what this one has to say. Alrighty. So, what message do we need to hear today? Oop. Ooh. That one just went fine. Okay, so we have the World, the Emperor, and Judgment reversed. Okay, so you're very close to completing something here, okay? Either something is very close to completion, or there's a cycle here of some sort that's being completed, okay? The that you're being asked to just kind of let go of, essentially. So it's important not to hold on to things too tightly, as whatever this is begins to come to a close here in your life, okay? And as this chapter of your life does begin to close, don't forget to take the time to celebrate yourself, okay? And celebrate that completion, celebrate that cycle, okay? Because you fucking made it through. You fucking made it through, okay? Particularly if this was like a rough cycle for you, where there were lots of like moments of struggle and such, okay? Celebrate that. Also, sorry if you just heard that. People have been really fucking noisy today. And they're pissing me off. So, along with that, there's also a sense of focusing on what you can control here, okay? Focus on what you can control. Focus on what is in your control, okay? Focus on what's in your control. Don't get too caught up in the things that aren't, okay? And on the other side of that, remember that you are in control of your life, and no one gets to make decisions for you, okay? No one gets to make those decisions for you. No one gets to tell you how to live your life. You get to make those decisions. And only you. Remember to follow that internal call, okay? Follow that internal call. Follow where it leads you. And do your best not to resist it, okay? Do your best not to resist it. I know that Emperor cat is like super fucking cute. It's super fucking cute. The Emperor cat and the Empress cat are like so fucking adorable. Like, they're such fucking chonkers, and I love them. I adore the Empress cat. Thank you, Bree. Let's see what the Work Your Light Oracle wishes to tell us. After being used for the first time in who knows how fucking long. Well, that one definitely wanted to be seen. Oh no, I'm so fucking sorry, Beasto. Hi, Beasto. Okay. Okay, so we got yes. Yes. This card is literally just all yeses. I do not even have to read this one. So yes, okay? Okay. And then, second card here is birthing a new age. Birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. And what did I just say about following that call? Answer the call. Don't resist. What is your soul calling you to do? Hope you're doing well, Beasto. Heck yeah. Okay, so like I said, yes is literally... It's all yeses. That's it. That's literally the entry for this card. It's just yes. Over and over. In caps. And birthing a new age. Birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Often our path is exactly the one that we don't feel prepared to walk. Walk it anyway. Often what is rising feels far bigger than we could possibly hold. Be a container for it anyway. Often our creations seem to have a wild, uncontrollable consciousness of their own. Birth them anyway. Often what is ours to do is the very thing that most intimidates us. Be courageous and do it anyway. We are birthing a new age. Right now we're in a transition period between ages, in the process of allowing the old cycle to fall away and the new to rise. That goes very, very well with the world card there and what I said about it. In the process of allowing the old cycle to fall away and the new to rise. Like driving in the fog and trusting the road will appear ahead, we need to release old identities in ways that no longer serve us, using our intuition as a compass. You are a part of a group of souls who have been incarnating at significant periods of history, preparing for this exact time. Dreaming a new world into being. Magdalene sisters, daughters of Isis, priestesses, witches, mystics, healers, seers, artists, midwives, visionaries, guardians of the earth, and storytellers from times past. It is time to give permission and space for what is beckoning within to be born. We are dreaming a new world into being. So absolutely, follow that path, follow that call, let go of the old cycles, and just try your best to stay in flow with the cycle of creation there, okay? That's good, Beasto. That's good, at least. And it's okay, sometimes we don't really see the progress that we're making. But just trust it's there, okay? Just trust it's there. And answer the call. Aw. I'm sorry, Beasto. But at least you got a replacement. What is your soul calling you to do? That's good, Beasto. That's good. That's good. Your guidance is divinely guided. You are being called to answer the call of your soul. It might be scary, it might not make sense, but if you trust your soul's yearnings, you will have a life beyond what your mind could possibly imagine. Answering your soul's calling is not a one-time thing, rather a lifelong dance. Deep down, you already know what you long for, what your soul yearns for. Whatever you are called to do, that is your calling. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for permission. Just say yes. Most people are waiting for a step-by-step plan before they take the first step, but intuition doesn't work like that. It takes faith and courage to answer the calls of your soul, and that's why most people don't do it. But you are not most people. You are in exactly the right place to answer your calling now. You don't need to know the whole plan. You don't even need to know where it is leading. You just need to take the next step. No one has ever had the complete perfect plan. There is no end destination. There is no right or wrong way to do it, and you do not need permission from anyone else. Sometimes the more resistance we have around answering a soul calling, the more important it is to our soul's growth. So yes, answer that call, okay? Do not resist it. Just go with it. It's okay if it doesn't make sense right now. It's okay if you don't have everything figured out. Just go for it. See where it leads. If you decide it's not for you, there's always time to change your path, okay? Okay. So I hope that message helps. Also, nachos sound delicious, Beasto. I hope you enjoyed those. Alrighty. Man, why did I put off using this deck for so long? Why did I put it off for so long? I forgot how lovely the fucking messages from this deck are. I mean, you do have to take some things with a grain of salt with this deck because it does have, like, some way too, like, new agey vibes for my taste. So you gotta filter it through your own, like, beliefs and your own, like, views and your own intuition a little bit, in some regards. But it's still a wonderful deck. Yeah, I know. It's just, like, immediately just pops out like, yes! I always love when that one pops out, because it's just kind of like confirmation that it's just like, yes, listen to that. Listen to that, okay? Just fucking listen. And also, if there's anything that you feel like doing right now, just fucking go for it. Did you need confirmation for something? Here it is. Now fucking do it. That card's always funny when it pops out. Especially because the entry for it is, again, in all caps. It's so fucking funny. It's just, like, repeated all caps. Just yes. Okay. So, one more collective here. Let's see what we got. What message do those who might be watching need to hear tonight? Oh, that one flew out. Ooh, hold on a second, goodness. That's kind of... there we go. Okay. So... we have the Hierophant reversed, the Chariot, and Justice reversed. So, here you're being called, reminded to, follow your own path here, okay? Follow your own path. Even if it doesn't match others, okay? Even if it kind of breaks away from the status quo a little bit here, and it seems a little different, a little out there. Follow it, okay? Your path does not have to match anyone else's. Your path is yours to walk, and yours to walk alone. Which is why it's important that you don't let any outside influences get in your way or just have too much weight in your decision making here, okay? This is yours to walk. That's not to say that you should ignore anything that anyone else has to say. But remember that you know what's best here for you, okay? Remember that you know what's best for you. It doesn't have to match anyone else's. It doesn't have to meet anyone's expectations. It's yours and yours alone. Okay? So you keep moving forward with that. You keep moving forward with that, okay? You keep moving forward with that. Particularly, don't let past experiences here. Don't let past experiences here is the vibe I'm getting with the Justice reversed card here. You may have dealt with, like, experiences in the past where people have judged you and just kind of, you've let people hold, like, too much power over you. Okay? Don't let that influence you, okay? Do not let that influence you. You just keep fucking walking forward. One step at a time. Keep making that progress, okay? Just keep going. Good. I'm glad, Bree. And then let's see what the Oracle wants to add here. Okay. Exactly, Bree. Then the first card we have here is play. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. That last thing is something I say so much, and that's also what I adore about this deck. Because it's so fucking lighthearted. It's so lighthearted and it doesn't feel super serious, which is why I love it. And I love adding it into, like, the fucking regular deck rotation. Because not everything has to be so serious, even when you're dealing with, like, difficult subjects, okay? Which kind of happens a lot with tarot sometimes. That doesn't mean it has to be super serious, and it doesn't mean you have to be using, like, super serious decks all the time. Okay? So yes, that last part especially. Don't be so serious. And Priestess. How you're being called to step up and lead. This is one that my guides like to give me so fucking much. So fucking much. Okay. Play. Have fun. Celebrate. Don't be so serious. Stop taking life so seriously. Your spirit needs to have some fun. The more you play, the more inspiration will follow. Take some time out to do something without being attached to the outcome. You are being called to rest and play, and learn to have more fun. Do something that makes you laugh. The best medicine around. Also, you hush, sir. Call up a friend that you can be silly with. Take your inner child on a date. The more you switch off your mind, the more room your spirit has to whisper and guide. When we do things without being attached to the outcome, ideas, clarity, guidance, and solutions have the space to drop in. The left and right hemispheres of the brain can begin talking to each other. Make play a compulsory part of your day. Schedule it. Spend more time doing things just because you love to do them, just because they bring you joy and light you up. If you follow what lights you up, you will light up the world without even trying. For when you are lit up, you are in your spirit, and when you are in your spirit, you fall into flow with life. How do you play? What do you do to have fun? What lights you up? If you have been working hard lately, it's time to celebrate how far you have come, all that you've achieved. Don't rush on to the next thing. Take a moment to throw a party, go on vacation, or have some fun. That much is definitely going in line with the previous reading here. This is definitely connecting to that a little bit. And then Priestess. Yes, you are, Bree. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? The Priestess is a teacher dedicated to service, freedom, and leadership. You don't need to have it all together to lead. In fact, it helps if you don't. No one wants a perfect angel who hasn't made any mistakes. Let your life be your message. Don't underestimate the power of sharing your story. It's by hearing someone else's journey that we feel less alone. We realize that we're actually all in this thing called life together. The difference between a follower and a leader is that a leader has the courage to go first. In stepping out, they shine a light on the path for others to venture forward too. Don't fret too much about trying to work out who is your tribe. Don't get stuck in age, income, hobbies, or occupation. The best way to discover your tribe is to look in the mirror. If you feel called to lead, chances are it is because at some point in your life, you longed for someone to lead you. Your tribe are longing for exactly the same thing as you were, and are, and might only be one step behind you. Hell, they might even be right alongside you. You don't need anyone's permission, just the courage to stand up. Embrace your struggles, the peaks, the troughs. You don't need to know the way, just believe that there might be a different one. Your tribe is waiting for you. Step forward so they can find you. Yes. This is a card that my own guides gave me a lot, particularly when I started getting readings about, like, stepping up to lead, that led me here to doing streaming in the first place. This card was one that stepped up, like, that popped out a lot for me. A lot. And that part about, like, not needing to have everything figured out. That part about not needing to have everything figured out to be a leader is something that they still pretty frequently mention. I believe this is something I even talked about on, like, in Morgan's streams, like, a few nights ago. It actually does help if you don't have everything figured out. Like, if you've never made a mistake in your life, how are you supposed to offer people any fucking advice? Plus, if you don't have your shit together, and you're as transparent as you possibly can be, just showing that honesty and that vulnerability will help so many people in ways that you can't even possibly imagine. Because then you get to lead by example. You get to show people that they're not alone. And that if they're going through similar things that you are or have gone through, that they can make it through and that they can be successful. They can have hope for the future. So yes, in fact, sometimes the people who don't have their shit together, who are still trying to figure their own shit out, get their own life together, sometimes do in fact make the best leaders in this context, because then you get to lead by example and you get to be an inspiration to other people. You get to be a beacon of hope. Exactly, Bree. So, I hope that message helps. And absolutely keep moving forward. And with that, it's time to open up the queue here. And as a reminder, as Adam just activated the command for there, tonight we're doing a test run of Choose Your Own Deck Nights. So, when it comes your turn, you could tell me what decks you wish to have used. Don't forget to choose one from each category. Okay, Adam, you're first. Oh, you're not gonna choose the Diablo deck like you said earlier, huh? Okay. Yeah. That one just kind of randomly called to me before a stream and was just like, hey, you should use me for collectives. I have things to say. And now I understand why it did. Okay. Let me take a drink here. My throat's actually kind of getting a little dry. My throat's kind of been rough lately. I think because it's kind of been... humidity has kind of been a bit low here lately, so... sinuses have just kind of been getting really dry, and as a result, my throat's also been getting pretty dried out, so that's fun. We got to choose an affirmation deck, by the way. Affirmation decks are included in that. Affirmation decks are included separately from the Oracle decks for that reason. So, Thera-pets, alrighty. Still debating on if I want to add the Illuminators Amulet deck to the Affirmations deck, because it's not exactly an affirmation necessarily, but it can kind of be used in a similar manner. So, I don't know about that one yet. I need to find out, I need to incorporate the Illuminators Amulet more. I don't think that's one that we've actually used on stream yet. Huh. Whoops. Anyway. Okay. What What message does Adam need to hear tonight? Maybe we'll give you a little Illuminators amulet here in closing message. Whoops. Well, then it looks like it's time to follow the second part of that message, Bree. Don't get too caught up in it. And exactly. Go take some time to have fun. Just chill. Go chill. Go have some fun. I know you said you had Stardew Valley brain rot. Go play Stardew Valley. If you want to. Okay. Needs more brain rot. First. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the Ten of Swords reversed, the Five of Cups reversed, the Knight of Cups reversed, the Two of Swords here, and the Four of Wands. Actually, let me just do it this way. There we go. Okay. Okay, yes. So, you're essentially kind of, this intense energy from the Ten of Swords here, periods of intense struggle, intense conflict, and just, like, conflict and such, are beginning to be released here. You're finding freedom from that, okay? Things are calming down. You're finding the space to heal from these past incidents and finding a way to move forward with them, okay? You're beginning to find healing from this, healing from this past heartbreak, okay? And it's important to keep moving forward with that, okay? It's important to keep moving forward with that. You're making good progress. So keep pushing through, okay? Now's not yet the time to make decisions, okay? Any important decisions. I know there are some hard decisions that are, you know, that need to be made here in the future, okay? But now's not the time, so don't focus on them too much, okay? Right now is the time to relax, take some time for yourself, and have some fun, okay? Just have fun, play, relax, celebrate your progress as well. There's also a bit of that, okay? Like, be proud of that progress. You have made progress, okay? You absolutely have made progress. Celebrate that. Acknowledge it. And be proud of it, okay? Don't obsess too much. Don't obsess too much over the future decisions, the future difficult decisions that need to be made here, okay? The time will come for that eventually, but now is not yet the time. Okay? Okay. Then let's see what the Work Your Light deck wants to add. Ooh. Wow, is there just an explosion of cards here? Ooh, sorry. My goodness, that was a hiccup followed by a tiny little burp. I apologize. Okay. So. We have Imrama. Where are you being called to journey to? Awakening. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. And hey, what did I... This is one that like flew out and almost like flew into the fucking camera. Flew into the view of the camera. What did I just say about playing? Play. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Okay, Imrama. Where are you being called to journey to? The Celtic word Imrama means a journey of the soul, a voyage on which we don't know where we are going, but our soul knows the way. If you pull this card, you are either being called on a soul journey or are already on one. You already are on one. It could be to a physical ancient place, or metaphoric. When we journey to places that our soul remembers, a shift takes place, both within us and to the planet as well. You are being called to journey to a place that is sacred to your soul. Perhaps it is to journey to the world's sacred sites, or called to cross the country, climb a mountain, lie on the desert floor, or drink from an ancient well. There are places to see and old friends to meet. I see spontaneous pilgrimages in your future. If a physical voyage isn't possible, journey through the portal of your heart. Follow the invisible soul trail and be willing to explore. Maybe read a book or watch a movie about a sacred time or place. Or perhaps you are being called to study an ancient lineage or body of work. Whatever your circumstances, your soul is ready to journey deep. So this is about like the steps towards like the path that you've like begun for yourself here and taken more steps towards recently in terms of like your spirituality, okay? So this is also a sign to keep moving forward with that, and that this will help bring you more of that healing, okay? This is something that Spirit wants to help you with and will help guide you through, okay? So don't forget to keep making progress on that and keep doing these things for yourself. Connecting with Spirit and such, by, you know, communicating with guides and doing your own readings with your oracle decks that you have, okay? Particularly the new one that you just got. Work with that some more. See what it has to offer you. And awakening. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. You were going through a period of awakening. Things are changing within you and at many levels. You were starting to remember ancient truths and discovering more and more about who you are and why you incarnated. You may find that you were experiencing past life flashbacks, seeing the invisible thread that is woven through all of life, or even feeling Kundalini Shakti rise through your body from the base of your spine. The most important thing for this time is not to overthink it and to stay grounded. Share your experiences with like-soul people while you consciously integrate them. Journal and pay attention to your dreams. You are remembering and your soul gifts are emerging. During this time of transition and awakening, you may be called to devote yourself to being of service. There are ideas, truths, concepts, books, and creations waiting to be birthed into this world. Stay open to receiving them. Pulling this card may be a sign that you are here to birth one of these creations into the world. Or perhaps you are being called to make a shift in your life in order to be of service. Don't think too much about it. So, you are going through like a period of like great internal change here, okay? And during this, things might occasionally be a little rough, and you might occasionally run into the occasional hiccup, okay? That's okay. Remember to be gentle with yourself when that happens. And then the last card here is play. Also, that's good. I'm glad you've been using it. I've been meaning to ask you about how that's actually been going for you. Third card here is play. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Stop taking life so seriously. Your spirit needs to have some fun. The more you play, the more inspiration will follow. Take some time out to do something without being attached to the outcome. You are being called to rest and play and to learn to have more fun. Do something that makes you laugh, the best medicine around. Call up a friend that you can be silly with. Take your inner child on a date. The more you switch off your mind, the more room your spirit has to whisper and guide. When we do things without being attached to the outcome, ideas, clarity, guidance, and solutions have the space to drop in. The left and right hemispheres of the brain can begin talking to each other. Make play a compulsory part of your day. Schedule it. Spend more time doing things just because you love to do them, just because they bring you joy and light you up. If you follow what lights you up, you will light up the world without even trying. For when you are lit up, you are in your spirit, and when you are in your spirit, you fall into flow with life. How do you play? What do you do to have fun? What lights you up? If you have been working hard lately, it's time to celebrate how far you have come, all that you've achieved. Don't rush on to the next thing. Take a moment to throw a party, go on vacation, or have some fun. So that card especially goes with pretty much everything that I said about the Four of Wands there, about taking time to have fun, taking time to celebrate, and particularly celebrating your progress. And that very much is telling you to do that again as well with the play card here. Celebrate your progress, okay? And be proud of all that you've accomplished. Okay? Take the time to acknowledge that. So, I hope that message helps. Good. I'm glad. As long as you're acknowledging it more, okay? You deserve to actually acknowledge that and celebrate it and be proud of that progress, okay? Okay. Oh yeah, I almost forgot your Thera-pets cards. Hold on. do the Thera-pets deck instead. Well, okay. What do we got here? Aww. Cute. You got girlfriend. You are a whole person. You are complete. You got the orange kitty. You are important. You matter. See, what did I say about orange cats and their single brain cell? And the only thing that's like rattling around in their head is like love. Like that's all they know, okay? It's just love, derp, and food, okay? Orange cats are like some of the most adorable fucking cats. Because they're such dirty little shits. And then, no one else knows what they're doing either. It's all going to turn out fine. Exactly, Bree. Exactly. That's what I say too. They got that fucking himbo energy. All they know is just love, food, and derp. Okay? That's all they know. That's all they know. And I adore them for that. Okay, so I hope the message helps. Orange cats are just kind of like little beams of sunshine just made physical. And they're so fucking cute. They're so fucking cute. They're so fucking cute. Okay. Bree, it is your turn. What decks would you like? No, it's good. I'll call the last call. I just need you to remember to close it for me. Okay, and what oracle deck? Okay, and what affirmation deck? Okay, I'll keep the Thera-pets out then. Okay, let me pull out the star spinner. Alrighty. Yeah, the star spinner deck is lovely. I do need to be using this one on stream more. Because it is lovely. But that's why I'm doing choose your own deck nights. Also, hello, Kelsey. I hope you're doing well. Okay. What message does Bree need to hear today? Oh, okay. Alrighty. Oops, right at first. Right at first. Ooh. Okay, so we got here the 6 of Coins reversed, the Empress, and the 6 of Swords. So, this is telling me that, okay. So, while it's important that, you do be giving with others and that you share, you share those things that you have. It doesn't have to be like external resources. That's also internal resources, and that's the vibe that I'm getting here, okay? Is that this is in regards to internal resources, okay? Particularly because it's reversed. This can be about internalized energy here. So I get the vibe that this is more so about internal resources here, rather than external or like physical resources. While it's important to be giving to others and such, and share, like, share the things you can with others, particularly sharing, like, that compassion and that love and kindness that you have within you. It's important to share that with others, yes. And this isn't saying that it's time to stop that. This is instead saying that you need to be showing yourself a little bit more of this, given the Empress's presence here, okay? As you're giving things to others, don't forget to give this to yourself as well. Give the same to yourself. Give yourself that same love, that same kindness, that same nurturing that you're giving to others, okay? Because you deserve that too. You deserve that too, Bree. Okay? Exactly. Exactly. Okay? Exactly. There is also a bit of, and this is kind of going in line with like what your last reading said on like Tuesday, I think, about like making sure like things, making sure there isn't an imbalance with like that give and take relationship, and you know, like setting boundaries where necessary and such. So make sure that make sure you're not giving too much, okay, without getting anything in return, okay? And I know this is something you're working on, and this is essentially just kind of like acknowledgement of that, okay? And that you're doing a good job with this, and just keep moving forward, okay? Just keep moving forward with that, keep making progress on that. You're doing good, okay? That's why it's important to inspect that balance within like the give and take relationship, okay? Because you do need to be making sure that you're replenishing your own like resources, and like that you're getting the things that you need so that you can continue like sharing that with others, okay? Which is why it's so important that you actually give this to yourself. Exactly. And this is essentially saying, you know, like, you're doing a good job with that, so just keep going with it, okay? And particularly given the Six of Swords here, because the Six of Swords is all about like moving on from like past situations, like past places of like pain and hurt and such, and moving on to like bigger and better things, moving on to greener shores, okay? So essentially keep doing this for yourself, okay? And keep doing this for yourself. Keep making sure that you're getting what you need, and that your needs are being met, because they do matter. And make sure that you're taking care of yourself, that you're nurturing yourself. Keep doing that, okay? You're doing good with that, so just keep doing that. And keep making sure that that balance is in check, okay? So that you can continue moving forward, making progress, moving on to those like better things, okay? Because there are better things ahead for you. There are better things ahead. Okay. So. Also, that's okay, Kelsey. Also, hello, Meryl. I'm doing well. How are you? Let's see what the Oracle deck wants to say here. Okay. Okay. So, we have 2 cards here for you. One is one that we don't get very often from this deck. Trust the Niggle. Otherwise known as like a nagging feeling that you just can't shake. What is that niggling feeling trying to tell you? Kinda, yes. Pretty much, yes. And then, Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? So, trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? That niggling feeling, that annoying niggling feeling, that inconvenient, annoying, niggling feeling. Try as you might, it's there. And it ain't going anywhere. Most people spend years ignoring their niggling feelings, throwing their best dollops of stubbornness, ego, and post-rationalization to numb them out. It's exhausting. And until you face the niggle, life just throws you more bait to awaken it, to draw your attention to the light within you that is bursting to come out. The niggle is an arrow pointing to what is standing in your way. The relationship, the conversation, the decision, the shift that needs to be made. The stone in your shoe. Often we feel the niggling feeling in our body first. Many people think that intuition is something from the higher realms, but in fact it is the body that is the intuitive one. Working through our senses to deliver vibrational information. It takes just a moment every day to scan your body to receive the intuitive intelligence and act on it quickly. You are being called to face the niggle right now. If you don't face it, the universe will throw something much bigger and more obvious in your path, and then you will likely regret that you didn't answer the niggle in the first place. I know it's scary, but you are safe. Answer the niggle now. I can very much attest to that last part about universe throwing more and more at you until you actually pay attention to it. I can attest to that one. It's not something you want to ignore. Because then you'll have no fucking choice. So if there's something you have a feeling about that you've just kind of been putting on the back burner or just ignoring, pay attention to those feelings. Pay attention to those feelings. Because they might be trying to tell you something. And I do kind of agree with that line about intuition being something from the higher realms. Not being something from the higher realms, it's in fact our body that kind of gives us that. It's partly correct. Our body is definitely a part of our intuition. That's why we should also listen to our body when it's telling us things, okay? But intuition is definitely not something that comes from the higher realms. It's not. And that comes from us internally, okay? To explain this, I kind of like to go back to the difference between the High Priestess and the Hierophant, because they're both kind of similar things, similar energies. But they're quite different. The High Priestess is about your own intuition and your own connection to yourself, okay? That's your internal power, your internal knowledge, and all of the things that lie within you, okay? That is not from the higher realms. That is all from you, okay? The Hierophant, however, that is directly from spirit. That is about your connection to spirit, okay? that indeed is usually guidance from the higher realms, okay? That is about that guidance from the higher realms. And your connection to those things, okay? That's where the difference between the High Priestess and the Hierophant lies, because they're both about, like, they're both very spiritual in nature, and obviously the High Priestess being the key word here, it very much is about, like, connection to, like, spirituality and stuff, but that's more of the connection, that spiritual connection with yourself. The Hierophant is more so about spiritual connection in, like, the greater sense, about, like, spiritual connection to, like, the higher realms, to spirit in general, and to, like, the divine and such, okay? So, intuition definitely comes from within, okay? That's all you. That is all you. So, listen to those signs that you're getting from yourself, any recurring thoughts that are popping up that just you can't shake, okay? Any nagging feelings that you get, any nagging thoughts that just won't leave you alone. Pay attention to those, and pay attention to, like, the sort of sensations and, like, feelings you're getting in your body too, okay? It's important to listen to those things sometimes. Okay. And then we have Imrama. I mean, if you want extra clarity, yeah, you can ask them for some signs. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I know. Yes, you can ask them that. You can ask them for clarity. That's perfectly fine. Just ask for clarity. Okay? Okay. And Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? These two things might actually be connected here for you, by the way. The Celtic word Imrama means a journey of the soul, a voyage on which we don't know where we are going, but our soul knows the way. If you pulled this card, you were either being called on a soul journey or are already on one. It could be to a physical ancient place, or metaphoric. When we journey to places that our soul remembers, a shift takes place, both within us and to the planet as well. You are being called to journey to a place that is sacred to your soul. Perhaps it is to journey to the world's sacred sites, or called to cross the country, climb a mountain, lie on the desert floor, or drink from an ancient well. There are places to see and old friends to meet. I see spontaneous pilgrimages in your future. If a physical voyage isn't possible, journey through the portal of your heart. Follow the invisible soul trail and be willing to explore. Maybe read a book or watch a movie about a sacred time or place. Or perhaps you are being called to study an ancient lineage or body of work. Whatever your circumstances, your soul is ready to journey deep. So, this may be to, like, particularly this last paragraph about, like, more so being, like, an internal thing. Exactly. I get the sense it's more so about, like, an internal thing, not necessarily, like, an actual, like, traveling externally, but traveling internally. Just, particularly if you're getting any feelings about that, because I feel like these may be connected for you. If you're getting any feelings about that, explore a little bit and just see where it leads you. Okay? But if not, this could be about something particularly that you've been called to study recently, if there's anything that you've had a feeling about, like, looking into. So, it could also be about that as well. If there's a particular thing that you've been thinking about studying or working on. So, yeah. And let's see what the Thera-pets deck wants to add. Oh, my goodness. Okay. I love this one. It's your weirdness that makes you wonderful. Indeed it is, okay? Indeed it is. Weirdness should be embraced. Differences should be embraced. And celebrated. Anxiety lies. There is no doom incoming and you're managing everything just fine. Yeah, sloth is great. And let's just deal with today. You can deal with tomorrow, tomorrow. So just take things one day at a time, one step at a time. Exactly. Like, things... shit happens. Shit happens. Also, something I just kind of feel a bit compelled to mention here, Bree, particularly because this is something that you're beginning to explore, like, your own spirituality and what that means to you, and, like, working on, like, deepening that. I kind of feel compelled to share this a little bit. I'm not saying that this is going to be, like, this is going to be, like, a super intense, like, period for you or anything, okay? This is more so just, like, a forewarning that, like, this particular season may be, like, a bit, difficult and may feel, like, a little bit intense at times. It doesn't mean that, like, anything bad's gonna happen or that, like, it's just gonna, like, go, like, fucking terribly or anything. But I say this from personal experience. So, the first eclipse season and the first, Mercury retrograde in particular, that I experienced during my own, like, during, like, the time when I was first beginning to explore my own spirituality, particularly in regards to, like, the Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrogrades have never really bothered me that much, nor have they affected me that, like, very much. In fact, they don't really ever affect me. They never really have affected me. But the Mercury retrograde that occurred shortly after I began, like, exploring my own spirituality and, like, really developing my spirituality, that also happened to occur during eclipse season last, like, April and into May. That was a particularly rough period for me that made absolutely no fucking sense to me. Okay? And it brought some significant things into my life. that was in fact when like spirit guides started like popping up more and actually more directly communicating with me. Okay? And since that period, I've been able to communicate that with them like pretty clearly. So if you suddenly start experiencing some weirdness during this eclipse season, particularly if you start experiencing some weirdness and some confusing things during this Mercury retrograde season that's going to begin on April 1st, don't be surprised and remember to take it slow, okay? I just want to put that out there. Like, the energy from like the upcoming Mercury retrograde is already starting to kind of like ramp up a little bit. And during Mercury retrograde season, like that's usually the season of like, particularly it affects a lot of people with like, a lot of people experience tech issues. Okay? A lot of people experience like massive tech issues during like this period, during like Mercury retrogrades. And there can also be like a miscommunication is also something that's rampant during Mercury retrograde season. This Mercury retrograde season I think is... what sign is Mercury in currently? I'll have to fucking like look that up later. Because unfortunately my phone is busy right now. I don't know what sign Mercury is in currently, but that would probably give some insight into what areas of your life and what areas of communication particularly it might affect you in. But so, if you start experiencing some general weirdness, things that make no sense, or, or just experience like some difficulties or like some intensity during like this eclipse season and during like Mercury retrograde season, just don't be surprised by that, okay? That might be things that you start experiencing, okay? Especially as you begin like exploring your abilities and start like just exploring your spirituality in a deeper way, okay? I just want to put that out there, okay? So if you do start to experience any like weirdness, you start to experience like some minor setbacks with technology in particular, but just in general, and you start to experience like a little bit of difficulty, a little bit of like conflict, and like a little bit of like intensity in some ways, during like this upcoming period. Exactly, Bree. Do your best to just kind of take it easy on yourself when these things do happen, okay? I just want to put that out there. Okay? Just in case, like, things start happening for you that you haven't really perhaps experienced much of yet. Like, particularly if you've never, like, been affected too much by, like, Mercury retrograde season. I just want to put that out there, okay? Just in case. Just in case. So just take it easy, be gentle with yourself, and remember to just take things one step at a time, okay? Okay. So, I hope that message helped. The tarot reading and the other little message. Good, I'm glad. Okay. It is your turn, Kelsey. Okay. Okay. What message does Kelsey need to hear today? Okay. Okay. Also, a friend decided to say hi. Friend decided to say hi. Okay, so we have the High Priestess here. The Four of Coins. The friend that decided to say hi. He says hi. The Five of Swords. The Queen of Swords. And the Six of Swords here. Okay. So. Yes. Actually. So. I get the vibe that there is something that you're still kind of feeling stuck in. Something that you can't quite move on from here with the Six of Swords reversed. Okay? It's left you, particularly probably like some conflict. I don't know if that's still a conflict that's going on or a past conflict. But, there was some conflict here with the Five of Swords. They perhaps tried to, like, kind of just, like, throw their weight around a little bit and just kind of, like, hold their power over you. And essentially kind of like a sense of, you know, like, domination here. They tried to make you just kind of, like, submit to them in some form or another, okay? Yeah. So... and it left you feeling very defensive, and perhaps you're still kind of a bit defensive. In a bit of a defensive, like, a demeanor. Just kind of always feeling like you have to be on guard, okay? Okay. So... First and foremost, set boundaries where they're needed, okay? Because you know what you need most, okay? You know what you need most. Set boundaries where necessary, particularly if they're still trying to start shit with you, okay? Set boundaries. On the other side of this, though, with the Queen of Swords, is to remember that you are protected, okay? You are protected. Spirit's got your back, okay? They got your back. Your spirit team will always have your back. They will always be there to protect you from any harm, any actual harm, okay? They have you. They have you. Okay? So. Exactly. Like, don't waste your time on something. Like, trust me, that's something that I kind of needed a reminder of myself recently, because I dealt with, like, a situation with someone in the past. Kind of a similar vibe. Actually. It left me feeling, like, defensive and like I had to be on guard, which is kind of one of the things that got in the way of me starting streaming again for so long. Because I struggled to feel like I was safe. But just trust that you are safe. If you're still feeling like that, okay? You are safe. You are safe. And if they're trying to stir trouble and start shit, it's not really worth your time or energy to go looking into that, okay? Like, it's not worth your time and energy. Just focus your energy on the things that actually fucking matter here, okay? And that's taking care of yourself and also Bree, okay? Just focus on what you two have. Anyone outside of that does not get to tell you what to fucking do, okay? Okay. So, let's see what the Moonology deck wants to add here. Okay. So we have waxing moon. The energy is gaining momentum. I just take that to mean essentially keep doing your best to move forward and move on from this situation, okay? Keep doing your best to release these feelings, okay? Take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. And full moon in Leo, don't let pride get in your way. Exactly. That's exactly the energy I'm talking about, Bree. Exactly. Yeah. Let's see, where is this? There we go. Waxing moon. The energy is gaining momentum. Yes, I understand that. Absolutely. Okay? That was unfortunately unfortunately a behavior I learned from my mother. I'm very stubborn sometimes. Sometimes. Not as much anymore. So Exactly. Exactly what Adam said. During the waxing moon cycle, hope springs eternal. This card is a very positive omen indicating that you can create the reality you are dreaming of, though it will take some work and you're not quite there yet. This is a time of energies rising up. Emotions are building too. Where do you want to go and do you believe you can get there? Either you can just keep meditating and focusing on your desired outcome, or you can make the courageous commitment to take more practical steps towards your goals. Whatever you decide, you are most certainly on the right track. The Attuned to the Moon section here does include like a little bit of like an affirmation that you can say. An affirmation to kind of align with like the energy of this. The Attuned to the Moon section here, the little affirmation is, I know I'm headed in the right direction. So just trust that you'll get there, okay? Just trust that you'll get there. Trust that you're on the right path. Trust that this journey towards healing and moving on from this you will see success with this. And also in regards to like creating the life you want for yourself, as this card also said. Trust that that can also come to fruition, okay? And then take time to breathe out. Disseminating moon. The intensity of the full moon has abated, and what are we left with? That's what this card is asking you. It suggests that the situation you're asking about has now peaked and it's time for you to regroup and learn from your experiences rather than blindly forging ahead. Have faith that what is happening is for the best. Try to accept the way things are now and give yourself and others time out to relax. Breathe. We can't be on all the time. Even if you feel like you've hit an obstacle or even failed in some way, now is the time to reflect on how to do things differently next time. Be honest with yourself. If you feel bad about your current situation, and then remind yourself that life goes in cycles. So this is more so just kind of about like taking time to just breathe, take time out for yourself, okay? Don't forget to take time to rest and just decompress from the situation, okay? And the Attune to the Moon section for this card is I am where I am and it's okay. Exactly, Brie. And full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. Have you been letting your pride become an obstacle? Is the question you're asking based on your ego, or is it from your heart? Leo energy is all about the heart. Think of the big-hearted king of the jungle, the lion. Its energy is magnificent, but when it's combined with the rush of the full moon, it can become over the top. This card may have come to you because you need to end a deadlock that is developed. More love and thoughts for the greater good are the solution to this dilemma. If you've not been doing as you would be done by lately, this is the time to find a balance between your own needs and the needs of the people around you. This will help all of your relationships. Okay, and the Attune to the Moon section for this is be magnificent. Be magnificent without being too much. Okay? And this also may not necessarily either be about, like, pride, either, or rather, like, an excess of pride. Or, like, it mentions ego as well. Typically when people think about, like, ego problems, people think about, like, essentially, when you hear the term ego problem, a lot of people use that to mean, you know, like, essentially, they're too full of themselves. They're too prideful. And then people don't really ever stop to think about, like, the other side of that either. About what happens when that's unbalanced, okay? In the other direction. When you don't have enough self-confidence and you don't believe in yourself enough. Ego is very important. Ego is not a bad thing. It's when that energy is imbalanced that it becomes a problem. Okay? It's when it's excessive that it becomes a problem, and then you're too full of yourself, and that leads to problems. And then similarly, when you have, like, a lack of confidence and self-worth and such, that also creates problems as well. So, if you are in a period where you're just kind of not valuing yourself enough, and you don't believe in yourself enough, and you don't really have much confidence, just know that you have value, okay? You have value. You are worth honoring your needs and having your needs met. Okay? You have power. Exactly. You have power, okay? And no one can ever take that from you, even when they make you feel like they have. Okay? You are your own person. No one can ever take that from you. Ever. So it's time to reclaim that. Okay? Don't ever let someone make you feel small. People who try to do that likely feel small themselves, okay? And that's why they're lashing out and trying to exert their control over someone else. It's because they're insecure. They feel small. They don't value themselves. They feel worthless. And so they wish to do the same to others. Okay, let's see what the Thera-pets deck wants to add to this. Oh no! Ooh. Oh, that one decided to say hi. Oh, heck yeah. You're a full foot taller than her. Sorry, taller than them. My bad. That's amazing, Bree. That's amazing. Also, that means you're a tall queen. Hell yeah. Women of all sizes are great. Female presenting people of all sizes are great. Okay, so I'm gonna show this one first because it like launched itself out on camera. You've been doing a great job considering all you've been up against. That's great, Bree. I love that. So this one really wanted to be heard, okay? And then... Oh, you got the same one that Bree did. It's your weirdness that makes you wonderful. So embrace that shit, okay? We're all a little weird. Your speed doesn't matter. Forward is forward. Progress is progress, okay? Exactly, Bree. When your weirdness clicks with someone else, yeah. You gotta meet someone who's just as weird as you are. And then you are enough. Today, tomorrow, always. Okay? Like I said, you have value, okay? You have value. Don't ever let someone make you feel like you don't. Okay, so I hope that message helps. Aw, Bree, that's sweet. Good, I'm glad. Of course. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, Maro, you're up next. What decks would you like to use? You've already asked this question in a previous stream. I've already said that I don't usually really take questions. Okay. I guess we'll use cat meme. What message does Maro need to hear today? Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So we have the world reversed, the chariot, and the lovers. My goodness, that stomach growl. I don't know if the fucking microphone picked that up. Okay. So, there may be a bit of a delay here, in getting something, that you want here, with the world reversed. This is maybe something that you're working towards here. Perhaps that you've been working towards for a while. Is a vibe I get with the chariot. So what's needed here is more communication. More communication is needed here, okay? The Lover's reverse is pointing towards like a lack of communication and more communication being necessary here, okay? This might be in regards to the thing that you just asked about. More communication. More communication, okay? And let's see. I'll go ahead and use the Moonology deck. I feel like this one might have a useful message here, or practical message here for you. So let's see what it says. Okay. And practical message you shall get. We have first quarter moon, your commitment is being tested. New moon in Leo, confidence is your key to success. Waxing moon, the energy is gaining momentum. Here, let me actually do this. And full moon in Scorpio, it's time to release negativity, okay? Let's see what the book has to say about these, but you can pretty much take these at face value too. So, first quarter moon. Your commitment is being tested. There could be some challenges coming your way, but they're just the universe's way of testing you. The first quarter moon calls for you to face any hurdles with confidence. Interesting that it mentions confidence. What do you actually think is possible? If you believe you can do it, then you probably can. If you spend your life affirming that something is too big for you to surmount, it probably is. See how it works? Do you believe your dreams will come true, or have you secretly already given up? Showing some commitment now will help you move towards your desired outcome. What you believe to be true is true for you, so believe in yourself. Okay. Did you hear all of that card, or do you need me to repeat a part of it? Okay. I'll repeat... Actually, it's not very long. I'll just read it again. It's okay. So, first quarter moon, your commitment is being tested. There could be some challenges coming your way, but they're just the universe's way of testing you. The first quarter moon calls for you to face any hurdles with confidence. What do you actually think is possible? If you believe you can do it, then you probably can. If you spend your life affirming that something is too big for you to surmount it, it probably is. See how that works? Do you believe your dreams will come true, or have you secretly already given up? Showing some commitment now will help you move towards your desired outcome. What you believe to be true is true for you, so believe in yourself. So, essentially, your commitment for something is being tested, so this is something that you just need to keep working through, okay? And new moon in Leo. Confidence is your key to success. Oh yeah, before I forget, let me issue a last call for Q, just in case there's anyone who wants to join. I'll be closing it as soon as I'm finished with this reading. Okay. New Moon in Leo. Confidence is your key to success. This card heralds the start of a new cycle for you. When you're going to look and feel more gorgeous, more in the spotlight, more like you have something worth showing off. If you want someone's attention, this card says it's coming. However, this may not happen all by itself. You have to be willing to do your bit. That means being proud of who you are and what you have to offer. Think of yourself as the king or queen of the jungle and carry yourself accordingly. This card is also a great omen if you're asking about a creative project you're working on. Alternatively, it can herald good news or a new start for your children. So, have confidence in yourself and believe that, you can achieve, like, the things you're working towards, okay? Again, it may not be going quite the way that you want it to right now, but just give it time, okay? And waxing moon, the energy is gaining momentum. During the waxing moon cycle, hope springs eternal. This card is a very positive omen indicating that you can create the reality you're dreaming of, though it will take some work and you're not quite there yet. This is a time of energies rising up. Emotions are building too. Where do you want to go, and do you believe you can get there? Either you can just keep meditating and focusing on your desired outcome, or you can make the courageous commitment to take more practical steps towards your goals. Whichever you decide, you are most certainly on the right track. Okay. Exactly. Divine timing is indeed a thing, and sometimes it doesn't happen when we want it to. Sometimes it doesn't happen when we want it to, but we just have to trust that it's coming, okay? And that everything will work out the way that it's supposed to. Exactly. So if you're meeting obstacles, if you're meeting delays, just trust that it'll happen. Okay? Exactly. And then full moon in Scorpio. Now this one can definitely be taken at face value. It's time to release negativity. If you've been feeling paranoid or acting weird, take this card as a very direct message from the cosmos to stop it. Worrying yourself is pointless. It's time to release any negativity you have around the situation you're asking about. If someone has been unkind to you, perhaps it's time for you to release them. This card heralds an emotionally intense time since both the full moon and Scorpio themselves are both extremely intense. It's time for you to feel all your feelings. There could be some nastiness in the air when you pull this card. If that's the case, take it as a sign to move away from anyone or anything you feel is toxic. For some, however, this card has a totally different meaning. Your sex life can improve now if you make an effort. Use your magic. You have all you need inside you to bring about your desired result. Okay. So, essentially, again, take this one at face value. Most of these can kind of just be taken at face value, though the book does, like, offer a little bit more insight. But this one especially, take at face value. Release any negativity that you're holding on to, any fears, doubts, whatever that you're holding on to, okay? Just do your best to release those and not focus on those so much, and just focus on believing that, focus on the positives. Just believe that these things that you're working towards can happen and will happen, okay? When the time is right. So, just, hold it out, okay? Just keep working towards things. Keep pushing through those obstacles as you face them. And trust that everything will work out the way that it's meant to, okay? Yeah, let me use the Thera-pets deck for your affirmation. Let's see what this has to add. Interesting. Okay. Very much going in line with what I just said about pushing through any obstacles. You are a fighter ever onwards. So keep pushing through any of the difficulties that you're meeting, any of the obstacles that you're meeting. Just keep pushing through those, okay? And you will survive this. Okay? So I hope that message helps. Thank you for stopping by. Okay. Trying to decide on what deck I want to use for the closing messages here. I think we'll use the cat meme again for the closing message. Perhaps. Do I want to do... Yeah, I'll do cat meme. But which oracle deck? Do I want to use the Work Your Light again? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do something completely different. I just looked at it in the basket and it's not one I've added to the list yet. We're gonna use the TrueBlack. We're gonna use the TrueBlack. Okay, the question is, which one do we use with this? What oracle deck? What oracle deck are you guys feeling? You know, I was actually thinking of the Empyrean too, but I don't know if I want... I don't know if I want that. I was also thinking Moonology, because I actually have, like, the messages from this one tonight. That, but I also feel like there's a Seasons of the Witch deck that's kind of just like, use me. Use me. Moon Witch? That one too, yeah. That one too. I was considering Moon Witch or The Seasons of the Witch, yeah. I think I will use Moon Witch, though. I think I will. I think I will use Moon Witch. So let me just quickly put these back in places. Okay. And then, you know what? I think we will use the amulet. I actually like that. I like that idea. I mentioned that earlier, so we'll use the fucking amulet deck. Alrighty. So, let me pull out all these decks here. For anyone who hasn't seen it, this is the Illuminators amulet. It's beautiful. And it's hot pink. Like, look at these. They're so pretty. So, 2 decks that aren't on the list, we're gonna use them tonight. Okay. TrueBlack Tarot. And this one's a bit of a beefier deck too, so, and it's very rigid. It is a bit hard to shuffle. It takes a bit to break in. Thank you, Bree. Okay. What message would you like to close us off with tonight? You're not wrong, though. You're not wrong. Okay. What message would you like to close us off? Okay. Ooh. It's difficult to do the bridge shuffle in particular with this one. Okay, what do we got here? I know I saw a card flip over in here. Where are you? There you are. Okay. Right reversed. Okay. Okay. I believe this is the Ace of Wands, but let me double check really quick. I believe this is the Ace of Wands. I just want to double check it really quick though. And it says Ace there. But yeah, let me double check that. It is. Okay. The Fool. Actually, let me... The Two of Cups. And the Three of Coins. Okay, so essentially this is about particularly a path, continuing down this path, this new path that you've taken on for yourselves. You're following a new passion here, following a new creative spark, essentially following something that called your attention here. And seeing where it leads. And this is essentially your sign to keep following that. This is specifically in regards to like relationship and collaboration with others here, okay? Keep following this, okay? This is going to have a bit of a different meaning here. Like, there are two meanings here. This is definitely about a creative journey in regards to, like, as it relates to, like, people. But also, about following a passion, like new passion and new joy and optimism and such, in some regard, coming to you here soon. Essentially, I kind of get the vibe about like a new outlook on life as well from this. Exactly, Brie. So, a new outlook on life is kind of like a vibe that I get here as well. And you're beginning to change the way in which you connect to others, okay? You will have new connections coming into your life. New positive connections coming into your life here, okay? Particularly with the Two of Cups, okay? It's about, relationships in all its forms. So don't let past experiences influence you as you move forward towards making progress, specifically with the way that you actually like connect and interact with people, is the vibe that I get specifically from the Two of Cups and the Three of Coins combined. Because Two of Cups is about relationship in all its forms. The Three of Coins is about collaboration. So you're beginning to create like new ways of like forging new pathways essentially on how you connect to people and correcting past imbalances and such, okay? And that's a good thing. It's a good thing, okay? So keep moving forward with that. Keep working towards that progress, okay? Keep following this path that you've like started on for yourself, okay? Keep working towards these goals. And also, as I specifically mentioned earlier, for those of you who have just gained like a creative spark, follow that, okay? Follow that. See where it leads, and it's okay if you change your mind later, okay? Yeah. I know that one's also in regards to me as well. It's not something that I've been like worrying about as much lately, but it was a past worry of mine, essentially, on like just constantly getting in my head and worrying about, you know, like constantly worrying about like if what I'm doing here like is useful, if it's actually helping people any, and if it was worth chasing. And that answer never changed for me about if it was worth chasing, because of course it is. I like helping people. That much will never, like, that answer will never change. That much will never change. And the thing I was, particularly thing that I was just kind of like getting worried about was that like, it would become like monotonous, because I didn't really have anything like, I didn't feel like I had anything interesting going on here for me. So I followed like an idea that I had, a few ideas that I had. And yeah, we're testing that out tonight to see how it actually works. And I actually quite enjoy it. I hope it was enjoyable for everyone who took part in it. So, this is definitely something that I would like to keep going with. So, it's definitely something that I would like to keep going with. Like, it just kind of hit me, like, randomly one night. Just, like, random moment of inspiration, like, super late at night when I was struggling to sleep. And this was probably around like 3 in the morning. And I just sat there for a bit until probably just kind of mulling it over in my head and just kind of like seeing like what I could do to just kind of like make things interesting here and change things up a little bit. And then I like tried to like that was like the idea that I came up with that just like hit me. And I tried to go to sleep, but I was just like, I can't. I need to start working on things and start like setting this up. So I started kind of setting up like some of the like framework that would be necessary for actually doing this. And just kind of like getting the ideas out in general. Just so, yeah. This was like Monday night, I think. Like, no joke. That's why I talked about it on last stream. Because I was just like, okay, I just need to put this out there. Just see, like, what people actually think about this, because, like, I have so many ideas about things we could actually be doing. Particularly this one. Like, this is the one that, like, just randomly came to me, and I was just like, I really want to do something with this. I really want to do something with this. So yeah. That's why that particular message about following a creative spark and such came through for me, particularly in like regards to how it relates to like work with other people, collaboration with other people. So yeah. That's really why I mentioned that specific message, and I knew that you would probably also get something out of it too, Brie, considering that you're also chasing some new ideas and starting to make progress towards those. So, yeah. But yeah, so at the core of it, though, this message is about just kind of like new passion, just new inspiration, new, essentially chasing what makes you happy, okay? Just chase what makes you happy is also like another message that could be there. With the Ace of Wands, particularly. Because it's about following what makes you passionate. So, but, I do get the vibe about, like, yeah, like, new creativity, new passion, just, like, new positivity, like, inspiration and joy and such. Like, if you're experiencing a lack of that, just trust that it will come in and continue following that path, essentially. And see where it leads you. Just see where it leads you. And don't let past experiences, past, like, relationships, like, influence that, okay? Just keep putting in this work towards changing things for yourself. In the way that you interact with others, specifically. The way that you interact and relate to others, given the two of cups and the 3 of coins. So keep continuing that path, keep putting in the work, because you are making good progress whether you see it or not. Okay. Anyway. I'm rambling. So, I've been holding the Oracle deck for, like, this entire time. But yeah, so... essentially just keep doing what you're doing. You're working on changing things for yourself. And that's a good goal to continue working towards. And let's see what the Oracle deck instead. Okay. Okay. Then we have manifestation here. What you seek is seeking you. Familiar, listen and learn. Vision, get clear on what you want. And here, let me rearrange these here. There. And Coven, power of sisterhood. Manifestation. What you seek is seeking you. Manifestation is the practice of turning your thoughts into reality. You've done it 100,000 times before, and you continue to do it every minute of your life, whether consciously or subconsciously. With manifestation, whatever you focus on is what you bring into reality. For example, when we seek happiness and truly work for it, we receive happiness. If you focus on whatever you truly desire, the laws of nature will work to deliver it to you. You are part of nature and the universe, so manifestation starts with you. Focus on happiness. Focus on your goals and desires instead of the problems and obstacles you might face. Take the first step towards your goal. Stop negative self-talk and be brave. The universe is always on your side. So that very, very much goes in line with what I said about chasing what makes you happy and just following those things that just give you joy. So exactly. Just continue working on the things that you're working on. Keep putting in the work, essentially. Like I said. And you will find what you seek here. Okay? And I know a lot of us particularly are kind of working on things pretty much like most of us here currently are working towards actually like healing ourselves and addressing like the balance between like give and take within relationships and such. Because in some form or another, we all kind of had an imbalance with that. And we're working on bettering ourselves, recognizing where we need boundaries so that we can actually, like, form stronger connections with people. Without allowing people to harm us. Without allowing people to have too much power over us. And also, in some cases, so we're not accidentally harming other people, unintentionally, as some of us may have accidentally done in the past, so. And that's why, like, the 2 of Cups there and the 3 of Coins are there. That's definitely the vibe I got. And familiar. Listen and learn. Familiar is your guiding spirit, angel, totem, higher power, friend, or teacher. It carries wisdom and brings attention to the aspects of your life that need acknowledgement, exploration, or change, but only if you are willing to listen. Your familiar is your messenger. Some people spend their lifetime searching for their familiar, while others are born with confident knowledge of the details of theirs. Your familiar is the embodiment of your subconscious mind. So this one is essentially, in the ritual, for this card, this one has, like, a specific meaning that's not directly mentioned in, like, the text here. But if you look into the rituals for this card here, it talks about, looking for and paying attention to the signs that you receive, which is why there's the text listen and learn there. So pay attention to any signs that you've been receiving lately, any feelings you've been getting lately, symbols and, like, messages that continually pop up for you in some form or another, okay? Pay attention to those. Pay attention to those, because they're probably trying to tell you something. Yeah. And then... vision. Get clear on what you want. If you do not know what you want, it is practically impossible to obtain or request it. You need clarity. Your desire must be clearly defined. Often our vision clouds when we are busy, distracted, or overwhelmed. Having a clear vision means living life with less confusion and doubt, even in these times. Your desires are ever changing. Sometimes you have the same desire for years and years, and other times your dreams change by the hour. So whether it is something you have wanted all your life or something you have only just realized, clarify what you want at this moment. If anything changes in the future, simply adjust, pivot, or redirect. It is okay to change your mind. If you want clarity on your vision, remove the excess. Find clarity regarding what matters by ridding yourself of everything that does not. Find the light. Create your space. Do one thing at a time. Eliminate distractions. It is time to experiment and challenge yourself. So that's very much going in line with the whole part of the message about, like, going after what it is you want. If you don't know what that is quite yet, that's okay. That's why the Fool is here telling you it's just the beginning of the journey, okay? Now's the time for experimentation. Now's the time for exploring different pathways. You don't have to just stick to one. Explore. If you have an idea, you try something out, and you realize it's not for you, it's okay to change your mind, go back, and try something else. That is completely fine. You don't have to stick to just one thing, one path. Okay? There are many different things that will get you down to that same point that you would like to end up at, okay? So it's all good. And Coven. Power of sisterhood. The only thing more powerful than magic is sisterhood. We all crave connection and belonging. Not surface-level, superficial connections, but deep and meaningful ones. True sisterhood allows us to see that we are not alone and that our problems and worries are valid. Sisterhood celebrates another woman's success without jealousy or envy. True sisterhood offers a shoulder to cry on, and when necessary, a kick in the butt, reminding you to start moving and go after your goals. Do not let your fears, insecurities, or need to be in control get in the way of connecting to other women. I would also say, just in general, this card doesn't necessarily have to be about sisterhood. And that's also something that this deck in particular, one of the only problems I have with this deck is that it kind of paints like witchcraft in this light that it's like something that only women can do, and that only like yeah. And that's not the case. That is not the case. That is not the case. Witchcraft is all about personal empowerment and seeing each other as equals. Choose to be a sister to every woman you meet because you are connected. We are all sisters and we all need each other. Vulnerability can be scary, but so is a life without the support of your sisters. Exactly. And that's okay, Bree. It's largely the case because that's kind of just how we were made to feel in our lives. That's something that I know all too well. I still struggle with that a lot. Struggle with breaking out of like those old like mindsets that came about because of the way that I was treated growing up, the experiences that I had growing up, because I did not have the best childhood. Nor did I have the best relationship with my parents. And I'm not gonna get into either of those things because there's a lot of heavy shit with that. And it's a lot of those past emotions that have been coming up again, that I've been dealing with for about like the past year-ish. A lot of those old emotions came back to the surface again after dealing with like a difficult situation, which is why I disappeared for so long. Because I had a lot of shit to process. So. But that's something that I've been working towards changing for myself. I'm working on addressing since I've been gone, and something that my spirit team has also largely been assisting me with. So yeah. There's a lot of very great deep-seated trauma just from the life that I lived growing up. And a lot of it I wasn't really given the space to actually process until I actually removed myself from that situation. And that only happened 7 years ago. About 6.5 years ago, actually. So. And that was something that slowly started coming to the surface over time. About like a year after I was separated from that situation. And it hit full force back in 2023. So. For anyone who has ever lived like a very difficult life or lived through some very difficult situations in which they struggled to get out of, remove themselves from, or are still currently living with, just know that better days are ahead, okay? The situation won't be forever. You can find a way out, I promise. And once you remove yourself from that situation, you will begin to heal. Okay? As hard as it may seem. Exactly, Bree. There may be a time when I actually do talk about those situations, but in some small capacity. But there's a lot of it that I can't really be completely transparent with because there's a lot of dark, heavy shit. And I don't want it to be triggering to anyone. And most of it would be. But, there are a lot of days I wonder how I actually survived my childhood. Yeah, I know, Bree. It's not really about, like, publicly... not wanting to, like, publicly state any of these things. It's more so just that, I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. And I don't want people to feel like, they're obligated to, like, listen to any of that. Nor do I just want to, like, completely trauma dump, okay? It's more so just that in speaking about it, I wouldn't want to accidentally harm someone, because there's some dark, nasty, heavy shit in my past that I dealt with in my childhood. that would probably make a lot of people uncomfortable and would probably trigger some unpleasant memories in a lot of people. And granted, like, if I ever choose to talk about that, I would give warnings. But, the amount that I could speak on those things in general without potentially harming people would be very, very limited. Unfortunately, Q's closed for tonight, and I'm just working on wrapping up stream here. Anyway. Let me go ahead and see what the Illuminators Amulet wishes to add to this closing message here. Okay, so we have by all means yes, and it's gonna be a little fucking sassy tonight, I guess, because the other card we got is pick the following card. So let's see. Okay, not yet, but it's coming. Okay? So trust that the things you're working towards will come to fruition, but there is still some work that needs to be done here, okay? And here's a closer view of the cards, if you want to see them. These cards are beautiful. So, keep working on the things you're working on, okay? Keep taking those steps. Keep following those ideas. That creative spark. Keep following that passion, okay? You'll get there. It's coming. It's coming. Just not yet. Everything will work out the way that it's meant to, okay? Okay. So I hope that message helps. And also, thank you, by the way, for the hug, Bree. But I hope that message helps. Just keep following what makes you happy. Keep putting in the work towards changing those things for yourself and working with that compassionate, warm, loving energy, okay? That is something you have the capacity to give to others. But don't forget, the most important person to be giving it to is to yourself. Okay? Okay. And with that, it's unfortunately time for me to go. I need to go get some more food and probably decompress a little bit more with some Diablo 4. And probably play The Sims again later. But thank you for stopping by. Whether you joined the queue, talked in chat, or just lurked, I appreciate you sharing your time with me. I hope to see you all again soon, but bye for now.